AFTV, we can't find troops. Got Curtis here, the star player for the AFTV FC team up front. And you know what? That performance that I saw today from Arsenal was nearly as bad as you guys during the week.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that, are we?
We're not going to talk about who we played, but it was poor. But that was shocking today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Absolutely shocking. We're going to get into the player ratings, and you know what? You rate, I'll rate, right, for each player. Let's start off with Leno in goal. He made a couple of good saves. He saved the penalty. Very unlucky on the rebound. What did you make of him?
I give him a 6. His distribution still winds me up at times, but is the manager telling him to play like that? I don't know. He's giving the guy the ball even when it's not on, but that must be coming from Emery, surely. So he was unlucky with the penalty. So I give him a 6.
I think I'd agree with a 6. That's the other thing. I would really love to be in that dressing room to find out if that's an instruction to him that every single time you got to play the ball out from the back, because it's not working and it's so slow. And like you said, you know what I mean? I can't even blame him for the people he's playing it to. They just don't seem to be able to play out from the back, or there doesn't seem to be a plan to transition it through. But he did save a penalty and he did make a couple of good saves, and it could have been worse for us had it not been for him. So a 6 for him. Let's get into the defenders. We'll start off with the 3 centre backs that we had. We've 3 at the back. Callum Chambers.
I mean, maybe a 5. I don't think he did much wrong, but he just didn't look great, to be honest. But the whole back 3 looked shaky, but maybe a 5 for Chambers.
I think a 5 would be generous, man. I think he had a poor game. And he hasn't been this season. He's actually been one of the players that's been quite consistent, but I thought today he was poor. I personally give him a 4, but you go with a 5. David Luiz.
I thought he was the best of the 3, but the fact he turned his back on that free kick for the goal is a disgrace. Brazilian international, I give him a 4.
I'd agree with a 4. I thought he was poor as well. I thought he kept dwelling on the ball too long. Again, slow, no transition. He did a few times try and hit a few long balls, but then he overhit them. You know, so he had a poor game. Sokratiis.
Oh, wow. You know what? I think this guy's been overrated since he's been here. People have given him high ratings, but that's possibly the worst I've seen him play. He got run ragged by that AUBAMEYANG. He's only like 19. I give him a 2. I thought he was shocking.
I think you're generous with that too, man. I thought, and listen, he's had games where, you know, he hasn't been as good as he's been recently, right? But I think you know, he's had some good games, but today he was shocking. I don't know, it was like there was something wrong with him. I mean, that time when he nearly got caught in the box.
My God. And they should have just squared that.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? I mean, and he did that a few times. I'd have given him a 1. I thought he was that bad today. And I've been a guy that, like, thinks, you know, he's had some very good games for Arsenal, but today, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he had a shocking game today. He was really poor. Bellerin.
I don't think he gave us anything going forward. Didn't get past anyone, didn't cross the ball. I thought he was poor today. I give him a 3.
Yeah, I thought Bellerin again had a poor game. I think the goal looked like he was kind of, well, I can't say ball watching because we weren't watching the ball because the ball was played in behind. But for the free kick, he was sleeping for their first goal. And I just think, listen, we got to have the mitigating circumstances that he is still coming back off of a bad injury. I know they've tried to ease him in, but he's still not himself at the moment. But today, 2. I thought it wasn't a very, his crossing was poor as well. He didn't really have a great game. Kieran Tierney.
Do you know what? I was actually praising him when I was watching him. I thought he was one of the better players, and then he gives that penalty away, which looked a soft one.
Looked a soft penalty. I mean, I've got to see it back again. Looks such a soft penalty. I mean, the guy didn't even appeal.
No.
I mean, the referee, I will get onto him later, but I think you know, the first goal, it was his cross that came in, created havoc.
Yeah, I give him a 6.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think Tierney, probably the best of the defenders today. Yeah, half decent today. Moving into midfield, Torreira.
I mean, he gave us good energy, but just giving away simple passes.
Also, I felt that a little bit of the fight went out of him when he got that yellow card.
Yeah.
Early on, again, the referee had allowed lots of other stuff to go, gave that, you know.
And when you're a tackling midfielder, you get that yellow card, you're walking on eggshells,
and
so,
it seemed to affect his game after that.
I give him a 5.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with a 5 for Torreira. Yeah. Again, he's had that long journey back. Did that affect him? He did get taken off. Guendouzi.
Didn't think he was great today. A lot of energy. I wonder if it's time for him to come out of the team. Because we're kind of building our midfield around him. I'm not sure he should be that integral in the team.
It's caught on the ball a lot. I mean, you know, he doesn't, I think somebody who was interviewing earlier said it, he doesn't release the ball quick enough, dwells on the ball, gets caught a lot. Well, today, definitely. Wasn't a great game by him. I don't really remember him putting through too many good passes or anything like that. It was poor today from him.
Maybe a 3.
Yeah, maybe not as bad as a 3 because he did work hard. He was one of the few players.
4.
So a 4 I'd give it. Yeah, I'd give him a 4. Just about a 4. Ozil.
I thought Ozil was good today. The only thing I felt like he should have scored.
Yeah, he had that time when he done that sublime bit of skill. Then you like curl it into the corner. He tried to lay it off.
He don't want to shoot, does he?
No.
He don't like shooting, but I felt he did what you want from a 10.
Yeah.
I give him a 7 today. I thought he was good.
Yeah. I think he faded a bit in the second half, though.
Yeah.
You know, first half he was good. I'm not 7. I think that's a bit generous.
6.
I'd give him a 6. Personally, I would give him a 6.
Yeah.
Did some good stuff in the first half. Faded in the second half. Aubameyang.
Poor today. You know, I'm a big fan of Aubameyang, but he relies on service. That's the only problem with him. He's not that striker that just gets the ball and, you know, like Alexis Sanchez, who's just run. Aubameyang today, I thought he was poor. I give him a 4 today.
Yeah, I thought I'd agree with that as well. I didn't really make an impact on the game. And even him one time, he was through and he passed it back. I was like, hey, that's when you start to see, right, players, and you start to look on the squad and think they're low on confidence because earlier on in the season, instinctively, he would have went bang.
And hit that.
And whoever's looking for it to be squared would be just like, well, he's top striker. He's got. But I was so surprised when he done that. 4, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Lacazette.
I think he put a lot of effort in.
2 goals.
2 goals. I don't think his all-round game was great, but the goals, that's what he's there for.
He saved.
That's what he's there
saved a point for us. Scored 2 good goals. Was the only player I saw out there really putting in the right amount of fight for me.
Yeah.
I mean, even when he got his yellow card, he'd sprinted back and made a tackle after losing the ball. So always look at that, right? You lose the ball, what are you going to do? How do you react? I always say that to my son when you're playing football. You can lose a ball, but how do you react? I thought he put in the right amount of fight today. I would personally give Lacazette an 8 today. Yeah. I don't know what you give.
Yeah, I'd go along with that because at least he had the fighting spirit, and not enough players showed that today. So, and he needed a goal as well. Yeah, needed that.
Let's go on to the subs who came on. Pepe.
Do you know what? When he got through, I just thought, just shoot. I don't mind if the keeper saves it, hits the post, goes wide, but have the confidence to shoot. Yeah. I think his confidence is at rock bottom. The fact he passed it
because he's starting on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. He should have started today. Yeah. He looked lively when he came on. He hit the crossbar as well. But when you've paid that much money, you need him to score. So I can't give him a high rating, man. I give him a 5.
I think a 5's a fair result. You know, I mean, he did, like you said, he did affect the game when he came on. Yeah, he did. But you know, didn't get that goal ultimately. All right, mate. Right. Let's then go to Martinelli.
Yeah, he worked hard. He didn't get much of the ball, did he, when he came on? Really,
I thought they brought him on too late.
Too late. Yeah, I give him a 5. Yeah, he didn't get enough.
Yeah, I'd say a 5 as well. Joe Willock.
Do you know what? Willock again, like Lacazette, he showed the right kind of spirit I want to see. Probably
saved us with that clearance off the line. Yeah, when everybody else had given up.
Do you know what? The guy next to me said, he goes, I wish he never blocked that. Maybe Emery would have got sacked. You know what I mean? But no, I give him a 7. His attitude was spot on when he came.
Right about a work rate, really worked hard. Yeah, I agree with you. And he saved Emery's skin. Yeah. Let's now move to the referee. He
was an absolute disgrace today. He just looked like he had no control of the game. And like you said, just handing out yellow cards, willy-nilly, he was awful.
He allowed them to slow the game right down. He allowed them to get away with wasting time. He allowed them to get away with like fake injuries. He was absolutely shocking. The penalty, I want to see it again. That looked like, you know, he called that, but that looked soft. And then he wasn't calling our fouls. He allowed their midfield to really rough up our midfield. I don't know. He was shocking.
Yeah, that's the standard of Premier League refs at the moment, isn't it? But he was one of the worst. I give him a 0.
Yeah, I think I'll give him a 1 just for turning up. You know, it would have been, suppose without him, it'd be chaos. But that's the only reason he gets a 1. Let's go now to
Mr. Emery.
No, we do the fans first.
I'll do the fans first. Do you know what? There's a lot of empty seats today. So they're voting with their feet, which I respect that. Because why should we keep putting up with that rubbish? I felt like they tried to get behind the team. Even when we equalised, everyone was just flat. It was like, I give them a 7.
Yeah, I'll go with a 7. I mean, I think the fans were expectant today of a performance, you know, which I came here, I'm thinking to myself, Southampton, you could not want an easier game if you're Unai Emery and if you're Arsenal players. Southampton at home, they've been second from bottom, they are. And what I saw today was absolutely dreadful. Really, really was. And you can't blame the fans for being upset, so I'd say a 7. And finally, Unai Emery, manager.
The team he set us up with today was an absolute disgrace. You're playing against second from bottom with 5 defenders on the pitch. Do you know what? I expected him, you know, he's had the 2-week break. He's seen Mourinho appointed. I thought he'll come here today and have a go. Try and put on a show to show I'm still the manager. And he turned up with that same boring, pragmatic style. Tried to rescue it second half. It was too late. He's just proving time and time again he's not the right manager. I give him a 1.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, man. I thought today, when I saw the team sheet, first of all, Pepe not playing again. I'm like, this is Southampton we're playing. No disrespect, I know I keep saying that, right? But the reason why I'm saying that is because they're right at the bottom. They've not beaten us here since '87. I spoke to 2 ex-players, I'm not going to say who they were, just before the game. And they said to me, if he doesn't win this game, he should go. Right? I'm not gonna call him out, right? But that's what they told me in there. They go, if he doesn't win, he should go, Robbie, right? And he didn't win it. And again, like you said, 3 at the back, dropping into our back 5 against Southampton, who've been so poor this season. I think, you know, how can you defend him? How can you I said, right, when you got to give him more time, right, from now till Christmas, just go on the front foot. You've got nothing to lose. Go on the front foot, attack teams, have a go. But he's, like you said, it's the same old thing. You know what, just before we end there, Ty, let me get you in there. Ty, let me get you in. 1 second. Let me get you in, right? Because I know you always want to be, I know you always like to be positive and everything. But
I'm lucky
does Emery need to go?
Positive life. No, I knew he was going to ask me that.
No, I've got to ask it, right? I've got to ask it because
I knew he was going to ask it.
Does he need to go?
No. He still needs time. I know we were very.
How much more time would we give this guy?
Yeah, but he's had 1 season and what? It's still. Things are going to change.
Was that not shocking today?
It was absolutely shocking. It was. And we should have been.
Was it not shocking the last game against Leicester?
No. Because Leicester is
shocking against Palace.
No, because yeah, fair enough.
Tottenham. How many games? When was the last time we won a game?
I think who did we beat? I think we beat Burnley and we beat Newcastle. But with Leicester,
Newcastle was the first game of the season.
Yeah. And we beat Burnley. But Crystal Palace, look, VAR come out and said 4 mistakes, and that's one of our mistakes. Yet we don't get an apology. That's one of the mistakes. Sokrati's goals should have stood. Leicester, Wilfred Ndidi, even though he's my countryman, it's accidental handball, but absolutely.
I spoke to Ndidi.
Absolutely, Kelechi. You know, so.
What about Emery? Is it the rain? Come on, make a proper case.
But let me come back to the Wilfred. I'm coming close. The thing is, right, even though it's an accidental handball, he falls on the ball, he stops it, because if not, it goes to Alexander and he smashes it in. Why didn't they check that?
All right. Have you seen anything as bad as this at home? When was the last time it was even under Arsene Wenger when he was getting a lot of stick? This is worse, isn't it?
Well,
it's worse, isn't it?
I don't know, because the thing is, we haven't lost the game. We didn't. We should have lost, but we haven't lost.
Tottenham got rid of their manager, right, during the week, and they brought in Mourinho, whether you like him or not.
Yeah.
They've made a big appointment. They've been made they've been decisive, yeah?
Yeah.
How does he deserve to stay? We're 1 point above Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham are decisive in getting a cheating, lying hypocrite. But who cares about that? Eh? A winner and yet he's got 3 times.
Who's a better manager, Mourinho or Unai Emery?
Possibly Mourinho, but he's possibly Mourinho. I'll put my hands up. But also
you can say it. You can say
he's been sacked 3 times. He's been sacked 3 times. Twice by
and he's
Chelsea,
a better manager.
twice by
He's a better manager. He's been sacked 3
yeah,
times.
but if you've been sacked 3 times, it shows you're not as good as you think you are.
At any other club in Europe, big club like Arsenal,
Yes.
with the way we finished off last season when we should have got top 4,
We should have.
the way we capitulated in the final of the Europa League, and our form that we've shown this season so far,
Yeah.
would he survive Unai Emery at any other top club in Europe with that record?
I don't know. We can't speak about top clubs. We can only think about what we do, and we do with grace. Tottenham can have Mourinho. Mourinho is one of the most disgusting people in football.
All right. I think. Let me.
So you're not a fan of it?
for your next job, yeah.
Go on.
Jeremy Corbyn, he's based in Islington. Mate. Well, you should get him to go and work with him, man.
Listen, Jeremy Corbyn.
Because you're a politician. You never answer any question, do you?
No.
I asked you a straight question, and you didn't answer. You remind me of like when I was watching that debate the other night, man. Nobody answered any question. You fit brilliantly alongside them.
I still think.
So you
Unai
think
should stay, and even with Jeremy, he was our local MP. So shout out to him.
stay to what? The end of the season?
Absolutely to the end of the season. We'll see what happens, because if we don't get in the top 4, if we win the Europa League, then it's job done as far as I'm concerned. But we must not be. The Tottenham have panicked. How dare they sack Pochettino? What do they think they're going to do with Mourinho? I'm happy they got Mourinho, because Mourinho is going to press the self-destruct button.
What if you don't?
All right. Well, why did I bother to ask him? I knew we get this opinion. But listen, it's all about opinions. We'd love to get your opinion. You've heard the player ratings, and based off of what we said, do you think that should be the end of it? I don't think. Actually, I didn't give Emery a rating. I'd give him a 1 as well, right? Do you think that he should still be in a job come Monday, or do you think it's time to relieve him of his duties and bring in somebody else? Let us know in the comments below. It's all about your opinions. That's what